What is up, guys? My name is Asteroid and welcome back to the next Pokemon competitive guide. Now, I know it's been a long time, but we are back for this series. I'm not sure why it's been such a long time. I just missed the past few weeks, which I apologize for, but we are back. And to make up for the lack of competitive guides, today we're gonna have an extra special episode. So get hyped for that. We're gonna have some more strategies than usual, and it should be pretty exciting. So if you guys are hyped, make sure to smash that like button down below. But today, as you can tell from the title of the video and the thumbnail and what's going on screen right now, you can tell that we're covering Golem today. Golem is a pretty cool mon. I really want to see a Mega Golem, not gonna lie, but Golem can still put in work in its typical usual form with a pretty high attack stat, pretty decent HP stat, and a really good defense stat. So without further ado, let's get started with the first set here. So we're going to be going with an Automize, Stone Edging, Earthquaking, and Sucker Punching set. And I completely forgot to mention, but Golem was suggested by John. If you guys want your favorite Pokemon, or just any Pokemon in general to be covered on this series, then of course go down there in the comment section, smack a comment, and I will definitely get on that. So yeah, that intro is kind of all over the place, but without further ado, of course, the first Golem set, we have max attack, max speed, and you may be looking at this Golem set, and you may be thinking, well, Asteroid, it's got base 45 speed, which, might I remind you, is absolute trash. And in reply to that, I would be like, Automize. And Automize, right here, is going to boost your speed by 2, and you're going to lose a bit of weight there, which is pretty nice. But, yeah, so the plus 2 speed really makes this usable. Despite its really low base speed, Golem can still be used as a fast Pokemon with the proper setup. And actually, with one Automize up, and by the way, you are guaranteed one Automize because of the sturdy ability, and you can survive one hit, be guaranteed that Automize, and with that one Automize, you can outspeed a timid Greninja. You actually end up with exactly 378 speed after the Automize. So the idea here obviously is to take a hit with the sturdy, get an Automize up, and then pretty much outspeed everything, go for the Stone Edges, the Earthquakes, the Sucker Punch for that priority. If for some reason you are unable to get an Automize up, then Sucker Punch will put in the work there. And I am running a Lumberry on this set because I figured it would be good for that status, of course. Citrus Berry could be nice if you wanted to get that extra bit of health recovery once you get down to your sturdy range, and you can definitely do that. But I do like the idea of Lum just because of that burn, safety, and Lumberry is a pretty nice item overall. So without further ado, let's go look at the other physical moves you could run on this set though. Golem does get Fire Punch, which could be good for those grass types. We have Iron Head for those fairy types. We have Superpower, which is not a bad move at all. And finally, we have Thunder Punch for those water types. So if you wanted to use any of these moves, then you can definitely do so on this set. If you wanted to swap out Sucker Punch for Thunder Punch because you want that water type coverage, then I would say go for it. But without further ado, let's move on to the second Golem set. This set's kind of the opposite of the previous set. The previous set was more offensive and speedy, and this one's more defensive and very slow. Of course, we are running Curse on this set. It's going to boost your attack and your defense by 1. It is sadly going to lower your speed, but since we're not going for a speedy Golem here, it really is not that big of a deal. But the idea here is to just set up your attack, hit like a truck, set up your defense, which is already pretty high, and just take all the physical hits. On the special side, you're definitely not going to be doing too well, but on the physical side, you're going to be excelling. And just stay away from those special hits, and you should be fine with this set. But of course, we have Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Sucker Punch. Same offensive moves as before. Sturdy has the ability, which is pretty nice. You also have Rockhead and Sandbill. We're going to be covering a Rockhead set later. And you could run Sandbill if you want to boost that evasiveness. If you have a Sand team, then Golem could definitely work out there. But I do prefer the Sturdy for this set just because of that survivability. On top of that, though, we do have the leftovers for that health recovery combined with Curse and your bulkiness. You should be good to go. Holy crap, we are flying through these sets. But of course, we have our Rockhead Golem right here. Now, what Rockhead does is it's going to prevent recoil damage from pretty much everything except for Struggle, Life Orb, and Crash damage. That means that Double Edge, you're not going to be taking any recoil from this move. It's a base 120 power move. It is normal type, but it's still not a bad move to have. So the idea here is to be max attack, max HP, try to get the most out of your bulk, hold the Assault Vest, so that way you can get the most out of your special defense, try and be a bit more specially bulky. And then from there, you just want to run all these offensive moves. We have Double Edge, of course, to make the most out of that rocket ability. And sadly, Double Edge is really the only move that can take advantage of this ability, which kind of sucks. I wish they would give Golem some more recoil inflicting moves, so so that way he could, you know, use that ability to his advantage a bit more. But it is what it is. On top of that, though, we have Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Sucker Punch for the coverage there. And of course, we have the Adamant Nature to do all the damage. But let's move on to the next set. Now, this one's pretty interesting. Definitely interesting, but it's pretty fun. So, for this set, we have more of a supportive lead Golem. So the idea here is you start off, you send out Golem, right? The beginning of the battle, you go for rocks, and the opponent say they hit you with a very, very powerful Hydro Pump, and they bring you down to your Sturdy. Now, what's going to happen once you're at your Sturdy is the Custat Berry is going to activate once you go for your next move. So once you've gotten your Stealth Rocks up and there's pretty much nothing else for Golem to do, you can go for the Explosion, blow yourself up, and since you are low on HP, the Custat Berry is going to activate and make your Explosion priority. So, that's pretty powerful. You're going to be able to get that priority explosion off on 1 hit point and pretty much do as much damage as you possibly can before you sadly go down. It's a pretty nice set. It does get the rocks up pretty much every single time, and it does have that priority explosion to back it up and just do some extreme damage. So of course for the EVs, max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature, try to get the most out of your attack stat for that explosion. And I am running Earthquake and Stone Edge on top of that. Say, you know, you don't want to kill yourself to an explosion. Maybe you still need your Golem and a Stone Edge will be proficient enough to take it out. Then just go for that Stone Edge. It's still going to be priority if you're at that low HP with the Sturdy. And the Custat Berry will definitely be putting in work there. So, I think it's time. I think it is time to move on to the final Golem set. Okay guys, for the set you want to go Earthquake, Stone Edge, Sucker Punch, Iron Head. It's pretty much going to be a very, very offensive, just straight up Golem. And what is that? What? Golemite. If Holder is a Golem, this item allows it to Mega Evolve in battle.